you're working with the defense. What are your impressions right now of Ian Mitchell?
He's had a good camp up to this point. I thought that the first game he played well. In the second game he got better as the game went on too. I thought the second game was a better game for him. He seemed like he was more comfortable. And he's a guy that is good with the puck. He's good at the offensive blue line. He's a smart player. He makes good plays. He makes good reads out there. So he's a good puck moving defenseman that brings some skill.
Was there an added sense of urgency in the second game? Because it seemed like he became more noticeable as that game went on. Or was that just the score of the game?
I think some of it was dictated by the score of the game, being down a few goals, and obviously playing into his strengths, being more offensive, trying to score, trying to support the rush more, support the attack more. I think at some point he played with Grizz a little bit more during that game, and the two of them really started to create some offense from the back end for us.
How good a fit could he be? Just the system play here, where you want to activate the defenseman, them to be aggressive offensively, things like that.
Well, from that end, yeah, I mean, yeah, he'd fit in fine, right? I mean, we're still a team that really prides itself in defending as well, right? We take a lot of pride in that, so that's an area obviously that he's going to have to really get up to speed in as far as how we play defensively.
This is your first time working with Kevin Shattenkirk. What are your impressions of him?
This is actually my second time working with Shaq. I actually had a stint with him in Colorado for a little less than a year, so I do know him a little bit. But he's another guy. He's a veteran player. He's been around. Really intelligent hockey player. Sees the ice very well. He's just going to provide us with a strong veteran presence back there. Good puck mover. Hopefully, when we're under pressure in our zone, he's going to be able to get us out, alleviate some of that pressure quickly, and make the game a little bit easier. And he's going to be a good transition player for us. He moves the puck really well from the back end.
How different is he maybe from like when you had him, such a long time ago now at this point in his career?
Yeah, well, I mean, just, everybody grows from their experiences, right? And he certainly has as a player. He's been around, he's seen quite a bit. I would say his game, when I watch him on the ice, it hasn't changed that much. It's just evolved, like from what I've seen. He's got a lot of confidence. Actually, he had a lot of confidence when he was a young player too, especially with the puck. He just seems very comfortable with it.
I don't want to make too much out of line combinations and pairings and all, but pairing Lori with McAvoy today, what's the thinking behind that?
Just to get him some reps with Charlie. Like you said, I don't think a lot of guys, even the guys that we're mentioning, some of them, they're all in an evaluation process, right? I mean, they're being evaluated every practice and every game, and we want to give guys opportunities to play with some more established players in our lineup and see how they perform and see how they do defensively in certain situations, maybe that a guy like Mason's not accustomed to, playing against the top lines in practice or whatever the case may be. So I think that's the thinking behind it.
What were your impressions of Mason from the other night, playing almost 30 minutes?
Well, he did. The ice times were off, just so you know.
Okay.
They weren't. He played a lot. He didn't play 30 minutes.
Okay.
I thought, again, as the game grew, he started to develop his game a little bit better. He started to be more confident in what he was doing out there, more assertive in his game. Moving the puck quickly is something that will probably, keep working with him. The ability to move it and then support the attack. But overall, I thought that he tried to compete defensively too. He was engaged. He was good with his stick. All the areas that we try to work on with our young D.
There's obviously going to be some turnover on the penalty kill, especially up front. What do you want to see from forwards who are maybe trying to earn more ice time through the PK?
Well, I mean, we lost obviously a very good penalty killer, but yeah, there's opportunity for guys, and I think what we're looking for in that is from the forward who is guys that can obviously think quickly on their feet, because when you're out there against the 5 best players from the other team, that puck moves very quick, and so within our structure, are they able to grasp it quickly, understand what our concepts are on the PK, and then apply it on the ice when it's game length. So it's a matter of getting up to speed, getting guys comfortable in what we're doing as far as our structure, and then from there just seeing if they can handle it.
With more open spots available, do you notice, not that they're not coming prepared, but do you notice more urgency ever from maybe the veterans that everyone has slotted in the lineup already? Does that push him at all?
I don't know, I think our veterans, the majority of them worked regardless of the situation.
Right.
You know, as far as my tenure's been here, our older guys, our veteran guys have been the hardest working guys every year. So it's hard for me to tell if they're feeling pushed or, you know, everybody feels like you're probably getting pushed at some point. And I don't think it changes the way they prepare for practices or pre-game skates or games. They're just always, they seem to be always dialed in.
And back to Mason there, you were just talking about how he progressed during the game. How much does that impress a coach when you see a young kid like that be able to just have a short memory and move on?
Yeah, it's important. I mean, we want him to be able to, you know, retain some of the things that we're talking about with him and correct things. You know, that's his first game. It's his first preseason game. And I think with all our guys, especially the younger guys, like we know that mistakes are going to happen. They happen all game long, regardless. But especially with our younger players, and you know, you're trying to implement systems to these young guys, and there's a lot going on. So basically, the message is keep it simple, play hard, be assertive. We'll correct the mistakes, but we're just looking to see how you handle yourself in situations during the course of a game, or breakouts, under pressure. You know, the ability to move the puck, things like that. So yeah, I mean, it's important to make sure that you turn the page quickly if you make a mistake, and just focus on the next shift.
With Jim not here tomorrow night, do you take on more of a lead role on the bench as a group effort?
Yeah, we'll sort that out. I think today we'll figure that out as far as what's going on, as far as like, the responsibilities on the bench.
Good. Thanks.
Ready?
Joe.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.